Hi, today I'm on to what if the Bad Batch tried to stop Order 66? And no, apparently this video I can't put on subtitles because he has it all off. They go like here, yeah, see, subtitles are like darker than the other stuff. But yeah, no subtitles for this video, unfortunately. And if we go on this side, this is the channel. I'll be putting this channel in the description below, as always. If you want to watch the original video for yourself, that channel will be in the description below. If you like these, if you like more of these reaction videos, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And the original channel of the video will be in the description below. If you want to check out the original video for yourself. Alright, let's get started. And again, unfortunately I can't get subtitles for this video. But I'll see if I can put subtitles on for my video so you can see it. So you can hear it. But if not, then this will just have no subtitles, I guess. Let's get started.
Hello everybody and happy Bad Batch Eve. The show premieres season 3 tomorrow and I'm very excited, but I thought in honor of that we'd do another Bad Batch story. This should be fun, and just a reminder for members of this channel, we'll be going live with Penty Patrol Star Wars after every episode to talk about the episode, so if you want to become a member, link in the description. Anyways, let's get right into it. Our story begins inside of the Marauder, the ship that the Bad Batch basically live in, as they are coming out of hyperspace above the planet's Orto Plutonia. They've been dispatched on a secret mission to find secret intel on whether or not the Separatists have other clones being kept alive to further their battle strategies, just like they did with Echo. This was one of the first missions since Echo joined the Bad Batch, and he was acclimating himself rather nicely. He was still getting used to the completely different personalities all around him, but Echo enjoyed the company after so many months alone. Tech was tough to read. He was the smartest man Echo had ever met, and he always meant well. And Wrecker was a bit of a wild card, but when it mattered, he would be getting the job done. Crosshair was all work, no play, but no one in the galaxy was a better shot than him.
With Cascade Platinum Plus, I load this and get this. Dare to dish differently.
The galaxy was a better shot than him. And then Hunter, the leader of the group, was someone Echo admired. He was open to everyone's ideas, but knew when it was time to take charge. The group worked well because of their differences, and this allowed Echo to take his place in all of it. Before long, Hunter began flying the ship down to the coordinates sent to them by Jedi intelligence. This base was just recently discovered, and it was hidden inside one of the snowy mountains, completely isolated from civilization. Hunter landed the ship in a hidden cavern, and the group prepared for the frigid temperatures, then began climbing the mountainside. Upon reaching the top, they saw the Separatist base across a giant cliff, so Crosshair sniped a sort of zipline hook into one side, and they took turns sliding across. Even Wrecker, who despised heights, was able to slide across with them. They planted a series of explosive charges and lit them up on a secret side entrance, and once inside, the 5 members moved through with perfect precision, taking out all of the droid security forces. They went room by room, taking out droids, trying to find the data research room, and after a while, they found a data room, and Echo plugged into it, while the other 4 members covered him from droid security. But as Echo plugged in, an alarm began to blare and a droid countdown began, saying that the research station will self-destruct in 3 minutes. Wrecker laughed, saying this was finally getting interesting, and Tech began helping Echo gather the data. After about 30 seconds, Echo saw something interesting, a file named CT-5385, who Echo knew to be Tup. Echo activated it, and a capsule appeared with some sort of chip inside. This was strange, but the group didn't have time for anything else. The information they came here for was non-existent, but Echo grabbed the capsule, and the group ran through the station. They got back to the zipline and flew across, and as they made it to the other side, the mountain shook and crumbled to the ground, taking everything with it. Whatever they were trying to protect was now gone, unless it was this chip of some sort. And inside the Marauder, as they flew through hyperspace, Tech studied this chip and found it was made of organic matter. And then the group dove into the classified files on top, which were easily decoded and found that Clone Trooper Tup suffered a mysterious illness that caused his inhibitor chip to malfunction. This was the first time the group was learning of this chip, and they also learned that Fives suffered the same fate. But when they brought up the files from Fives, they found something else as well. There was a grievance report from Clone Trooper 7567. Echo looked to the others and said this was Rex, and so they played the report. Rex had a sad look in this hologram, and he said that he owes it to Fives to record what he saw. Rex went on, saying that there is a possibility that the inhibitor chips have a purpose that the clones do not yet understand. The recording ended, and Hunter wondered aloud what this could mean, and Crosshair spoke up, saying it's probably not a coincidence that the Separatists seem to be keeping this malfunction chip from Tup in a research station, and Rex thinks these chips could be used against them. There was an eerie silence now inside the Marauder, as all of them came to a similar realization. At any given moment, all of the clones could seemingly malfunction or change completely because of a chip inside their heads. This was a dreadful thought, and so they decided to go to Kamino and get a better look into all of this. On Kamino, the group acted as if they were just here for a routine break from the war, but in reality they were trying to sneak into the medical area. Eventually, Tech and Echo got into a medical room, while Hunter, Crosshair, and Wrecker stood nearby, making sure nobody entered. And as they did, a little girl came up to Hunter and enthusiastically introduced herself as Omega. Hunter told her to go away, though he felt a bit bad about it, but he was on a mission. Omega left, but secretly kept watching them from a distance. In the medical room, Tech laid down and began instructing the medical droid on how to remove his chip. The droid became frustrated, saying that this is not right, but Echo and Tech managed to convince it. Before long, Tech underwent this procedure and soon woke up with his chip completely removed. It was a bit decayed, but it would work for what they needed, and the group got back together, then split up once more so no one could tell what they were doing. This time, Crosshair, Echo, and Tech walked down into a secure data room that Echo was able to open. Crosshair used a pistol to perfectly snipe all of the security cameras on a spot to where they would just be disabled, not destroyed. And Tech placed his inhibitor chip on a scanner, where the machine began to beep for a while, scanning the chip before it turned red, indicating that Tech's chip is dysfunctional. This was interesting, but Tech went into the diagnostics of it, trying to find what this meant. And inside of this, he was able to find a list of orders, contingency orders that were kept very secret by the Kaminoans. Tech and Echo scrolled through until they found Contingency Order 66, an order that, if executed, will label all Jedi as treasonous and subject for immediate execution. Echo said that the clones would never mass execute the Jedi, but Tech said that is why they have the chips. They would not have a choice. Outside the room, clone security showed up and told Wrecker and Hunter that a security outage was reported nearby, so they were here to check it out. Hunter said it must be some kind of mistake, telling them to leave, but the clones raised their blasters, telling Hunter and Wrecker to get out of here. Wrecker said they can't do that, then banged on the door to alert the others it was time to go, and then he jumped at the 3 clone security members. Hunter threw a smoke bomb into the air, and the Bad Batch members took off as more security was beginning to show up. They were able to run through the facility and into their ship, taking off just in time, but Tech had downloaded all of the evidence he needed onto his data tablet. Order 66 was dangerous, and it could only come from the top. Chancellor Palpatine. He has the power to change everything. And so the Bad Batch decided to talk to the 2 main people involved with the situation. Captain Rex and Anakin Skywalker. They knew more about Fives than anyone else. They were in the middle of it all, and now they would be put right back into it. Through reports about the war, they learned that Rex was currently on Mandalore, while Anakin had returned to Coruscant to fight in the battle above Coruscant. They would go to Mandalore to get Rex first, and then back to Coruscant to get Anakin once that battle was finished. And so they traveled to Mandalore, finding Rex and informing him of their findings. They told Rex that what they do from here on out could be extremely dangerous, so if he wants in on their mission to stop Palpatine from executing Order 66, he must come with them without informing anyone. Rex remembered Fives and knew what he had to do, so Rex boarded the Marauder without telling Ahsoka or Jesse that he was leaving, and the group would take off for Coruscant. On Coruscant, Anakin Skywalker was with Mace Windu in the data room of the Jedi Temple.
Ordinary dish soap leaves invisible grease behind. Only Dawn Platinum removes 99% of grease.
It ain't my dad's razor, Dad. This green bar releases trapped hairs from my face for the ultimate Gillette shave.
Room of the Jedi Temple.
Let me know when you guys get tired of things like this. Like, you're watching a video and then ads just pop up. Let me know in the comments if you're tired of every single time you watch an ad comes up. Just, yeah. For all my reactions, like, several ads keep popping up and I'm like, why? So yeah, let me know if you're tired of these ads popping up in your videos when you're watching the videos and the ad just pops up at a random time.
They were just informed that Obi-Wan has engaged Grievous, and Anakin was sent to inform the Chancellor of this. But as Anakin got into a speeder and was about to leave the temple hangar, a new ship began hovering just outside. It was the Marauder, and the ramp lowered as Rex climbed down, beckoning for Anakin to come aboard. Anakin was supposed to go spy on Palpatine, but he decided that he could wait a minute, and so he leapt aboard the ship, asking Rex and the Bad Batch what this was all about. Hunter spoke up, telling Anakin everything they have found, how they found Tup's inhibitor chip being studied in a separatist base, and then how they went to Kamino and found out that the chips all contain orders, including an order to wipe out all of the Jedi. Anakin found this very strange, and he asked to see the evidence, and so Tech showed it to him. Anakin sat back, studying it all, and it was undeniable. The clones had an order installed in their brains to execute all of the Jedi, and only the highest leader of the Grand Army could execute this. And that leader is Palpatine. Anakin sat back, wondering why Palpatine would ever need this order, and the pieces began to fall into place. The Jedi recently found out that the Sith created the clone army, but the Jedi figured it was just to create war and a galactic conflict. But what they really didn't consider was that the clones were created to destroy them. And Anakin did realize the truth. The Jedi were right to have him spy on Palpatine. He is the Sith Lord. And Anakin realized what this all meant. Once Grievous is destroyed, Palpatine will make his move against the Jedi. And so he began putting together a plan with the Bad Batch. Anakin said that above Coruscant, there are 5 satellites that allow communication throughout the galaxy. They are all heavily shielded, but Anakin knew the building where the shields could be disabled. And so the plan was put into place. Anakin would soon go to confront Palpatine, but if he fails, he cannot be allowed to execute this order to the clones throughout the galaxy. So the Bad Batch was separated into 2 groups. Echo, Rex, Tech, and Wrecker would go down to the Republic Defense Building and shut down the shields on the satellites, allowing for Crosshair and Hunter to destroy them from the ship. It wasn't going to be easy, but it had to be done. And Anakin told the Bad Batch that the Force was with them. Upon this revelation that Palpatine was the Sith Lord, with a plan to destroy the Jedi, Anakin forgot about his nightmares for the time being. He didn't know that Palpatine wanted him to join him, so he figured that he was just a part of the Jedi set to be destroyed in Order 66. And so Anakin flew down to Palpatine's office. Tech, Rex, Wrecker, and Echo flew down to the Republic Defense Building, and Hunter and Crosshair were waiting for the satellite shields to be shut down, so they could destroy the communication satellites. But as Anakin flew down to Palpatine's office, he realized he may be too late. Inside of the office, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Agen Kolar, and Saesee Tiin went to confront Palpatine and force him to give up his emergency powers. Unfortunately, Anakin never warned them that Palpatine was a Sith, so they were completely caught off guard by Palpatine igniting a lightsaber and attacking them. Palpatine easily killed Fisto, Kolar, and Tiin, and he had the huge surprise advantage on Windu. Meanwhile, Wrecker broke into the defense building, and the clones stunned the clone security, then broke into the room that protected Coruscant. Echo plugged into the system, and he found the satellite shields, then Tech was able to shut them down. From here, Rex contacted the Marauder, telling them it's time to blow up the satellites. Hunter nodded to Crosshair, who took the gun position, and they began flying through the area. The first 2 satellites were easy to take out, as Crosshair perfectly hit them, and there was no resistance as they were clone fighter, and they were able to blow them up. But seconds later, there were clone starfighters chasing them down. Hunter told Crosshair they weren't going to be killing the clones. Instead, he would evade them through the air, and Crosshair must take down the satellites. Back in Palpatine's office, Mace Windu was hit with lightning and thrown out of the window. But Anakin was flying down on his speeder, and he saw Windu flying through the air. Anakin dove out of his speeder, catching Windu in mid-air, landing hard on the slanted room of the executive building. Both of the Jedi rolled down the roof until Anakin was able to grab a light pole, then used the Force to grab Windu. And Palpatine was in his office. Regretting that Anakin was not here to share in his victory, he wondered where Anakin was, but he could not delay any longer. It was time for Order 66. In space, Hunter was evading the clone fighters, as the clone fighters were contacting the Marauder, telling them to stand down or they will be destroyed. But they would not be standing down, and this allowed for Crosshair to take out 2 more communication satellites. And Crosshair was about to take out the final satellite, shutting down all communication out of Coruscant. But unfortunately, one of the clone fighters blew up the turret on the Marauder. But Crosshair would not be giving up. He told Hunter to get in position and trust him. So Hunter flew through space, came to a sudden halt within range of the final satellite. Crosshair lowered the ramp, aimed between the 5 clone fighters chasing them, and fired the perfect shot right into the middle of the satellite. It exploded, and Crosshair lifted the ramp just in time for Hunter to evade the clone fighters once more. They did it. No communications would be coming in or out of Coruscant. And in his office, Palpatine flicked on his communicator, but as the hologram of Commander Cody appeared, he was suddenly replaced with static, and Palpatine realized he wouldn't be sending any communications. This was not good, and he began trying to figure out what was going wrong.
Yes!
Unfortunately, he was too distracted to realize what was happening outside of his window. Anakin and Mace Windu climbed up the roof, and Windu had used a huge force push to send Anakin back through the window. And Palpatine turned in the final second to see Anakin flying in, and he decapitated the Sith Lord with a swift blow. He was dead. The Jedi and the clones had victory. And from here, the Senate would learn the truth about Palpatine and how he planned to kill the Jedi with Order 66. Rex, Anakin, and the Bad Batch presented this evidence, and it was undeniable. And the new election of Bail Organa as Chancellor would happen very quickly, where he would focus on ending the war immediately. Ahsoka would return to the temple with Maul imprisoned, and she would find Rex, who apologized for leaving so suddenly. Anakin would be with Padme as she gave a healthy birth to twins, and they would move to Naboo. She and Anakin would separate themselves from the galaxy, at least for now, to focus on the children. And the galaxy was slowly finding peace once more. The Bad Batch returned to Kamino, where Omega once again found them, this time sneaking onto their ship to start a lifetime of adventures together. Folks, that is where our story ends. A little Bad Batch themed story in honor of the Bad Batch coming back tomorrow. I'm very excited for the show. I think it's my favorite animated show. I love Tales of the Jedi, I love Rebels, I love Clone Wars, but I think Bad Batch is really good. Shorter style and just does an excellent job of showing the rise of the Empire and just how it impacts planets, clones, Jedi, everyone. I really do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys think of the show and let me know what you thought of this video. Once again, if you want to see some live streams, just casual streams talking about the episodes, you can become a member. $4 a month. I know it's not the best, but yeah, just how I want to do it around here. So appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Next one coming out on Thursday. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Downy makes clothes softer, fresher, and better. We breathe life into your laundry.
And and again, check out in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to see more reactions. And yeah, I hope you guys are looking forward to the new and final season of Bad Batch as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share to see more reactions like this in the future as well. Check out in the description below as always. And yeah, bye for now.